everyone, and welcome. This is Dr. Heather Carden coming to you live to help answer your questions about ketones, keto-OS, and ketosis. So just a couple minutes about myself while our friends are joining on. Know that you can share this to your personal Facebook page. You can share this after. You can add people or tag people in this. So we'll give you again a couple minutes here as everyone joins on. Super, super excited to be here and very blessed to be here with you this week to help you have a better understanding about the Prove It product. So a couple things about myself. Again, my name is Dr. Heather Carden. I come from the wonderful state of Kansas. I am the co-owner of Carden Center for Wellness in Overland Park, Kansas. I am also an independent promoter for Prove It and one of your ketone specialists. I have been practicing for 20 years. We have always focused on a functional style of medicine, which means we have been teaching this conversation about low carb, high fat, ketones for about the last 20 years, and I've been studying it again for about the same amount of time. So it's a diet that we implement in our home and with our patients and educate our community here in Kansas City with that. So at our clinic, we function on inflammation and pain. So there's so much correlation between low carb, high fat, ketones, pain, inflammation, and performance. I do not do any research. I'm not here to make any medical claims, but simply share and help educate you more about this ketone conversation that I'm so excited to be here with. And I love that Prove It focuses on education. That's why a different specialist comes to you live every Wednesday to help answer your questions. So let's just get down to the basics. We have 3 macronutrients. We have carbohydrates like fruits, breads, vegetables, starchy things, pastas, all break down into glucose, which we can use for energy. We have meats that break down to amino acid to make healthy bones and cartilage, and excess protein can also be used for energy. Then we have healthy fats that our body breaks down into what's called ketones. If you didn't know it, you've all been in ketosis before, because ketones are a natural state when you're in utero with your mom, and as long as you're breastfed, your body's probably burning fat for fuel or burning ketones. Ketones are a byproduct of fat metabolism. Our bodies can make 3 different ones. We can make 3 different endogenous ketones, which means inside your body, which are beta-hydroxybutyrate, acetoacetate, and acetone. Today we're going to focus on beta-hydroxybutyrate because that is the ketone body that is in the Prove It products. So when your body's in a state of ketosis, that means it's burning fat for fuel. Before, in order to get our body into a state of ketosis, we've either had to go on a ketogenic diet, which is a very low carbohydrate, high fat diet, moderate protein, which again is about 80% fat, 5% carbs, which if you haven't tried it before, it's very difficult to get there, but the benefits are amazing. Or you can go on a starvation or a fast, and when that happens, your body uses all the glucose. Again, remember that glucose comes from carbohydrates. Then our body runs through the glucose, and then we start tapping into our own fat and make endogenous ketones. That process can take 2 to 3 days, or sometimes can take weeks or months to be in that state of ketosis on a ketogenic diet. But again, the benefits are amazing. I'm keeping some suspense here about the benefits. So for the first time ever, we can simply drink beta-hydroxybutyrate. We don't have to go on a starvation diet. We don't have to wait days for our body to get in that natural state of ketosis. We can drink exogenous ketones, which means outside the body. So you can simply just open it, pour it in some water, shake it up and drink it, and be in that state of ketosis in less than 59 minutes. That's what is so amazing about this technology. And you can use the ketones and get the benefits of the ketone bodies and be in ketosis diet independent. That means you don't have to be on a ketogenic diet. You can be a vegan and actually now get the amazing benefits of being in ketosis. You can be on a nice, natural, whole food diet, a native 8 diet, and get all the amazing benefits. So let's get down to questions here so I can help you better understand that. I just saw a question about Crohn's disease and another one about stomach. So those are the first 2, and then pregnancy. And I've got a wing Prove It here partner with me, actually going to help answer or feed some questions. So I make sure I do my very best to get all your questions answered. So, can a person with Crohn's take keto-OS? The answer is yes, but always check with your healthcare provider before starting any nutritional product. What we see with Crohn's, which is an autoimmune disease, if you are unfamiliar with it, and autoimmune diseases come in a large variety. You can have an autoimmune disease of the thyroid, or of your joints being rheumatoid arthritis, or of your skin being psoriatic arthritis. Crohn's is an autoimmune condition of the stomach. We know that ketones actually reduce inflammation or stop a cascade of inflammation from happening, and ketones also deliver more oxygen, which is so important for our cellular health. So if you have Crohn's, a person who asked that question, or any autoimmune disease, we know that ketones can help reduce inflammation and deliver more oxygen to your body. And if you have a stomach issue like Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, eosinophilic esophagitis, gastritis, any of those type of conditions, We know ketones reduce inflammation at the cellular level. And if your digestion's already hampered and maybe you've tried to be on a ketogenic diet, this is an amazing time for you, because if you know your stomach is not in perfect health and maybe it's very difficult for your gut to get into ketosis, your liver maybe has not been as healthy as it could be, maybe you've been through some significant health challenges, this is an amazing way for your body to get the ketones right into your bloodstream, again, in less than 59 minutes. Your liver doesn't have to do anything. Your kidney doesn't have to do anything. Stomach, pancreas, gallbladder. You simply drink it up. It's water soluble and get all the amazing benefits of ketones. And Brent, you're right. Itis is inflammation. So the first part is the area of the body it's located, and itis just means inflammation. Yes, ketones are safe with pregnancy. That was the next question I saw. Because we know that during pregnancy, women actually, the baby's in ketosis at about 20 weeks. And as long as we breastfed, the baby's in ketosis. Yes, you can take exogenous ketones. Check with your midwife or your healthcare provider, but first, and make sure you're drinking extra water. We know our body makes extra fluids during pregnancy and lactation. So just make sure you, again, add plenty of water to your diet. What have I missed there, Laura?
There was a question that asked, where does the glucose go when you're eating carbs and drinking keto?
Yeah, so this is a really common question. What happens to the glucose when I'm drinking keto OS? So if I eat a bagel and I drink my keto OS, so pretend I have a bagel here, my body has to chew the bagel, but I have the ketones before I eat the bagel, maybe 10 or 15 minutes before. My body is not selective. It will use whatever energy is most available. Since ketones, or beta-hydroxybutyrate, is the byproduct of fat metabolism, it doesn't have to be broken down. It simply goes right into the bloodstream and our body can use it for energy. And if we drink it prior to having carbohydrates, we know it actually releases less insulin, which is a great thing when we start talking about type 2 and type 3 diabetes or insulin sensitivity. However, if I have the carbohydrate and maybe I have the bagel, and then I have the ketone drink maybe 15-20 minutes afterwards, the body still has to go through all the normal digestive process of the carbohydrate. So what happens to the glucose is very hard to predict because everyone is unique and individual. We know that in the presence of exogenous ketones and a carbohydrate, again, which breaks down to glucose, your body actually releases less insulin. So hopefully that helps answer your question. There's a longer explanation that Dr. Andy does on Keto U. So you can go to proveitnow.com/Keto U, an amazing explanation there about that. Again, we can't 100% predict what happens because, again, everyone's body's different if you're doing it pre-exercise, before you go to sleep, before you go to a work day. So, again, a lot of different information can gather around that. So Robin's asking about gallbladder. So again, when we drink Keto OS or Biomax, we know that we simply just drink it. It gets into our bloodstream, our small intestine absorbs it, and then our body utilizes it at that cellular level. There's not any fat in any of the ketone products except for the orange, which is a 2.1. There's a little bit of fat from the MCT oil. Now the MCT oil, the liver does have to break that down, but there's no MCT oil in any of the Maxes or the 3.0. But again, the gallbladder is there to help break down fats. It's already done for you. The beta-hydroxybutyrate is the end product of fats. So no concerns or no worries if you don't have a gallbladder. Maybe your pancreas enzymes might be off, or maybe there's been some history of liver issue. Again, you're simply drinking the byproduct, so it goes simply into your body at that cellular level. Again, that is what's so amazing about the product.
Someone had a previous question about, can the Max make you tired?
Okay, so keto, flu, and tired. So can Keto OS and Max provide energy? And at the same time, why am I getting tired? We know that ketones actually downregulate excitatory neurons. So that's why people will experience better sleep, because it's calming down the excitatory neurons in the brain, specifically GABA. We also know why that increases focus and increases recall, because if we can slow the brain down, get more oxygen to the brain, we're going to have better recall, we're going to have laser-like focus. But if you drink too many ketones too fast, and you know you're maybe one of those people who are a go, go, go person, then yes, you could experience some slight fatigue after using a full serving of the Max, or maybe even a half serving of the Max or the Keto OS. So if you're a person who's always on the go, 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 maybe a little more anxious, maybe suffer from anxiety or ADHD, it definitely will calm down your nervous system and you can actually get better focus, but it could make you sleepy. So just use a little bit less, or use the one that has caffeine if you're not a child. Again, it's okay to reduce your serving size and listen to your body and how your body focuses on that.
They're asking about carb content of Keto OS.
So the great question. So there is a carb content on some of the Prove It products, as you will notice. So on the orange, you'll see that it's the only one that has a little bit of B12 and also has a little bit of iodine. That's from the dairy that's been used to naturally plate the ketone body, which is BHB or beta-hydroxybutyrate, to the MCT oil. In the 3.0, which is a chocolate, the carbohydrate content is actually coming from the inulin. It's a fiber or a prebiotic used to help digest in your gut. Again, prebiotic means before digestion. And so we also see in the Maui Punch, there's a little bit of carbs that's actually coming from the beet that's actually broken down to give it that red color. So it's just naturally occurring from the products used to help optimize the formula. It's a fabulous question. So someone else asked about the keto flu. So when we're using the KetoS products and Biomax, it doesn't have to be in conjunction with a ketogenic diet. The keto flu correlates to really, I call it a carb flu. So as people are using a traditional ketogenic diet, asking their body to make endogenous ketones, as they cut out the carbohydrates, they sometimes go through a withdrawal period because they're cutting out the sugar, and it's really more of a carb flu than a keto flu. That can happen on the traditional ketogenic diet. However, with the Keto OS, you do not have to change your diet. We do recommend a native style of eating, which is healthy fats and greens and, again, healthy meats, but you should not experience that. But this is, again, why it's so amazing to use Keto OS or Biomax to help actually transition over. If you're choosing to do a more low-carb, high-fat ketogenic diet, you can use the Keto OS or the Max in between to help eliminate that flu symptoms. We know that they've got extra sodium perfectly balanced in there to help with the inflammation that's lost as your body transition over. So again, keto flu is specifically related to the ketogenic diet, not to using the Prove It products.
What can I do to make it drinkable?
Oh, love that. Someone said, what do I do to make it drinkable? So everybody put down your favorite flavor here and your favorite recipe. So if you go to theproveitnow.com, there are a ton of recipes on there. You can mix it several different ways. You can mix any of the products hot. You can mix any of them cold. So you could put the chocolate in coffee. You could actually make a slushie with the orange and coconut oil, maybe make it up like a slushie. You can make a popsicle out of it. You can make ice cubes. I've had someone actually mix the chocolate with peanut butter, make a fat bomb, and they love the way that tastes. So again, you can mix any of the products. You can do half Max, half orange, half raspberry lemonade, half orange, half Swiss cacao, half chocolate, whatever makes it work for you. The colder the better, because your taste buds don't sensitize as much, and drinking it through a straw will also help if you have an issue with flavor. You can mix it with a LaCroix drink, again, a nut milk, coconut milk, almond milk. The colder the better, and again, just find one that works for you. Sometimes a pinch of salt will help if you think it's too sweet or you're really tasting that erythritol. Give it a pinch of Himalayan sea salt, and that will most likely diminish. Great question there.
Earlier question about children and keto.
So yes, Keto OS and Biomax are safe for children. You simply want to reduce their serving. When we say that Keto OS and Biomax are water soluble, that means it will not build up in your body. Your body will use what it needs and simply eliminate out what it doesn't need. So with children, you want to start a reduced serving, and children can be anywhere from 15 to 10 to 1 years old. So I would generally say each packet has about 4 teaspoons in it. So if you want to start with just a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon for someone who's 1 to 3 years old, or moms or dad want to shake it up in a 12-ounce container and then give 1 or 2 ounces to a child, you can do that also. Or again, you can, if you have 3 or 4 kids, like I have 4 kids, you can make one big one and give each of them 4 ounces. Kids are very intuitive. They know how much they need and how much they don't need. Remember, their stomachs are the size of their fists, so don't mix up a teaspoon in like 10 ounces of water. It's simply too much. I would recommend the caffeine-free, of course, and use the flavor that they best like. And then again, have them drink it cold or through a slaw or make a slushie, whatever they like to do, and let them be part of the recipe fun. That actually makes it fun for them and makes them actually want to taste and try it better. So with kids, start slow and steady. I love to recommend a little bit before school. Now that school's coming up, if you're a middle school or high school athlete, about 30 minutes before your event or workout, you could do a half a serving to a full serving. Again, it's just how deficient your body is, how fast your body metabolizes the ketones. But again, no worries. The body will eliminate whatever excess is there, so it will not build up in the body because it's 100% water soluble.
How do ketones affect brain health?
So this is a great question. The ketogenic diet, or the study of ketones, actually started back in the 1920s. So the question is about ketones and brain health. You can Google the internet and find dozens and dozens of pages, and you'll learn more about this at Keto Academy. We are still really just at the very beginning stages, understanding what ketones are doing in the brain, even though we've studied them since the 1920s. originally studied to stop seizure activity in children that were non-responsive to medication. So along the journey of finding that the ketogenic diet stopped seizure control, then we saw that the byproduct was actually fat loss. The byproduct was actually better improved cholesterol. Then we started seeing the better cognition between the brain, which dictates everything, is at least 60% fat, and knowing that the brain loves ketones and can flourish off of, then we don't need any insulin when we're processing that. We found a lot of information about neural signaling between the brain and our thyroid, the brain and our gut, the brain and our kidneys. So there's a lot of studies and research going on today about what's happening with that neural signaling that we're getting from ketones. We definitely know it's there. There's definitely thousands of experiences that people are having of what happens with that. But if you go back to the basics, we know that ketones with a child with epileptic can actually stop a seizure. We know it's calming down the brain and stopping that overactivity.
How quickly should you drink it after you mix it?
So somebody said, how quickly should you drink it after you mix it? I generally recommend that you drink or mix what you can drink within an hour. So generally you can mix it up. It can sit in the fridge or it can sit on the counter for 30 or 40 minutes. What I generally suggest, is don't keep sipping on it for 2 or 3 hours, because actually the bacteria from your mouth could actually lose some of the potency, or actually can contaminate it. Just think that way, if you're drinking out of the same water bottle all day long, the same thing can happen if you're sipping out of the same ketone bottle. But if you're trying to get your body into ketosis and you're not in natural ketosis, you want to drink that within 15 or 20 minutes to pop up those ketone bodies. Then you can have that longer experience of ketosis. If you're a person who knows that your stomach's a little bit finicky and maybe you are a little sensitive to trying new things, then start very, very slowly and then listen to your body. Hopefully that helps answer that question. I saw a question about PCOS and hormones. So the amazing thing, Keto OS does not have any hormones in it. Beta hydroxybutyrate is not a hormone. It is actually an amazing energy source for our body that actually increases the signaling conduction to our brain. So if we talk about our brain needing ketones or energy, and our hypothalamus and pituitary actually tell our thyroid or thyroid stimulating hormone what to do. It tells our ovaries and uterus or other reproductive organs what to do. We've also found that PCOS is related to a very high, maybe possible insulin sensitivity and metabolic issue where testosterone's too high. We know that ketones are an amazing tool to help decrease carbohydrate cravings. So we found in PCOS, generally it's a high carbohydrate diet, so it will help you reduce those carbohydrates, increase better signaling between your brain and those other sites where hormones are produced.
I saw a question on skin health.
Okay.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, great. So there's always seems to be a common theme. So Laura's here helping me answer questions. So there's 3 or 4 questions about skin health. So we have seen on the Prove It Facebook page tons and tons of very, very shocking testimonies about what ketones have done for someone's skin. So if someone's skin is red, just think of if you twist your ankle, it turns red. If you burn your finger, it turns red. If you have something like maybe psoriasis or something else, your face might turn red. Or if you have hives, again, it's a redness. That means inflammation in the body. Ketones specifically stop NLRP3 inflammasome at that cellular level. So you will see, and again, getting more oxygen to the body, you're going to see the inflammation, whether it's inside the body, whether it's a sprained ankle, whether it's a red rash or hive somewhere outside the body, that ketones work to actually stop that inflammatory process from actually happening. So please Google BHB, which is beta hydroxybutyrate, and inflammation, or you can go to theproveitnow.com/research. There's a great article there on inflammation and ketones. So again, whether it's at the cellular level, like autoimmune inside the body, thyroiditis, ulcerative colitis, or a strain sprain, or it's something of the skin, we know that ketones provide about 30% more oxygen, plus more ATP, plus help reduce inflammation, which can make a lot of the redness and inflammation of the skin actually decrease. Yes, a type 1, I'm saying this, yes, a type 1 diabetic can absolutely use Keto OS or Biomax. Please check with your healthcare provider. There's a great paragraph that's in the help center at proveitnow.com/ then the question mark, sorry, Keto, somebody's going to probably post it there for me. So proveitnow.com, there's a question mark at the top. Click on that and that's the help center. But yes, we've had amazing testimonies of people who are type 1 diabetic using Keto OS and even actually going on a ketogenic diet or low carb, high fat diet, participating in our Native 8 challenge and actually reporting that they are using less insulin in their bodies or from their pumps. We've had the same experience in our office. So super excited to see that happening. So IBS, Kelly, is again a broad spectrum of issues that can happen with the gut, anything from constipation to diarrhea. So if you have IBS, ketones again will help with that inflammation, but just be careful and start very slowly and make sure that your electrolytes are balanced and that you're hydrated. Because the first sign of having too many ketones on a dehydrated body, and we know about 79% of people are dehydrated, people could actually get constipation. So if your IBS cycles more constipation, make sure you're well hydrated, make sure your magnesium level's nice and high, or add those extra electrolytes. If you're a person who has a lot of gut inflammation and your IBS is more prone to looser stools or more frequent stools, again, start very slowly with the Keto OS or Biomax and have it with a little bit of food. So a couple bites of fat, a fat bomb, a deviled egg, a couple bites of meats. What that will do is actually will slow down your body's absorption, and as the body absorbs it, so it should actually slow down the process, but you're still going to get the benefits of the ketones in the gut. So if you have a tendency for looser stools, drink the Keto OS, not on an empty stomach, but again, with a little bit of fat, a little bit of protein. If you're more prone to constipation, extra water, and make sure electrolytes are in balance. Yeah, so that's a great question, Wayne. Wayne, we have not found any contraindication with any pharmaceutical or any nutritional product while taking Keto OS. Remember, this is an energy source. It is not a pharmaceutical drug. It is not a vitamin. It is not a protein powder. It is not a meal replacement. It's simply additional beta-hydroxybutyrate your body can use as an energy source. So we have not found any contraindication with any pharmaceutical drugs or other supplements. So you'd ask about take with Miralax or with your blood pressure medication. Please check with your healthcare provider first, but we haven't to date found anything that your body won't absorb with it. Actually, just the opposite is we found that your body actually functions much better because it's getting better oxygen and getting a cleaner fuel source, that your body actually optimizes much better.
Several questions on heart disease, heart problems,
So
AFib.
So lots of questions: heart disease, heart murmurs, AFib. Again, you can find these in the Help Center. So if you have tachycardia or you've had a history of tachycardia, then I would suggest, number one, that you use either the 3.0 and you start very slowly if you're going to use the max, because the max is about 40% stronger. The ketones have, again, about 30% more oxygen, which can help with blood pressure, can help with tachycardia, can help with migraines. Getting more oxygen to the tissue is a game changer that we can do with this quickly for things like stopping seizure, reducing inflammation, helping gut health. If you also know that you've got high blood pressure, please use the uncharged or uncaffeinated version of the products so your body can move very slowly. The orange, if you've had tachycardia or high blood pressure. The MCT oil is, again, is an amazing energy source that your body will additionally break down. But even in some normal people, if they drink too much MCT oil too quickly, they can get some heart palpitations because it's an additional source of energy. So if you've had a history of tachycardia or heart palpitations, I would suggest any other version except for the orange. And again, if you're nervous and again, the ketones are very strong, put you in ketosis in less than 15 minutes, start with the Keto OS, the 3.0, or start with a reduced serving of the max.
Endurance training, marathons.
So, gosh, tons of information popping out about endurance athletes, strength athletes, just all over the Facebook page, all over the media now. So normally we recommend, if you're going to do a HIIT workout, which is a very short workout, take your ketones about 45 minutes before your workout, and a HIIT workout is maybe 15 to 20 minutes. If you do a traditional workout, a CrossFit workout, something that's about an hour long, whether it's yoga or Pilates or running, then take them 30 minutes before a workout. If you're an endurance athlete, I would suggest one serving about 30 minutes before your workout. If you're doing 2 hours or more, then 2 hours post-workout, add another additional serving of the ketones. What that does is it continues to keep the inflammation down, because we know as we work out, we're tearing down lean muscle mass, we're causing stress to our body, and we know that ketones actually stop myostatin, which is an enzyme that enables the body to break down lean muscle mass so it can use it for fuel. So in the old days of endurance training, we carb loaded, which we know is not the right thing to do, because as we ran out of our carbohydrate or glucose, because we were doing the low fat thing, our body started tearing down our lean muscle mass. So endurance athlete, one serving 30 minutes before, and then an additional serving 2 hours post workout. And if you're doing 2-a-days, like a lot of the high school kids are getting ready to do, they absolutely can do 1 or 2 servings a day. And I saw the question about a kidney. So Keto OS is water soluble. So if you've had a history of kidney stones, kidney problems, or only have one kidney, then again, just start with half a serving, see what your body does, and in the Help Center, it will state that the Keto OS is safe for your kidney. Just make sure you drink plenty of water and don't let your body get dehydrated, because ketones do stop inflammation. They do an amazing job pulling water out of fat cells. So if you only have one kidney, and really that's all your body needs to run it anyway, we're born with an extra one just for safety, so we only actually need one kidney, so you should be absolutely fine. Again, check with your neurologist first. And I want to thank everybody for joining today. It actually warms my heart. I learn from you every single week. The questions that you ask make me dig in deeper to a little bit more what I can learn about ketones. And I think we know we can spend 24 hours a day. The more you learn, the less you know. So I love being here to help answer your questions. And you inspire me to look deeper into this conversation every single week. So I saw the question about kidney transplant. It would be the same situation that you have net kidney, whether it was your original one or maybe it's a family member's. The same thing, check with your healthcare provider. Start with maybe a half a serving the first 2 or 3 days and make sure you're well hydrated. Additionally, if you're on a diuretic already, that would be an additional reason to make sure you're drinking more water and make sure you're taking an electrolyte or have those electrolyte check with your doctor, which would be magnesium, potassium, sodium, and even iron with that.
Migraines was an earlier question several times.
So migraines, that's a big topic. You can actually Google ketones and migraine and find a lot of information. Sorry, always excited to be here and reading these questions. So there's been a lot of studying that would happen is we would put people on a ketogenic diet and we would see their migraines start to go away. Migraines can be caused from hormonal imbalance. It can be caused from food allergies. It can be caused from trauma. It can be caused from blood pressure issues. So there's so many different causes, and we're also unique and individualized. But if we think of ketones, specifically the beta-hydroxybutyrate in the Prove It products, we're getting more oxygen to the cellular level. So we know when we get dehydrated, we can get a headache. But if we're putting more oxygen, I use dehydration because water's H2O. We definitely need oxygen because we can go about a minute without oxygen. Our body can only survive about a minute. So if we can give a fuel source that provides 30% more, but it's actually about 38% more oxygen to your brain, and we know it reduces inflammation at the cellular level, then it should be a win-win situation. You can search on the Facebook.com or what you're on right now, /just prove it. In the search bar, put migraines. There are several amazing testimonies about people who've been using the product and really have reduced their intensity of migraines or frequency of migraines. And some people actually haven't had migraines since starting the product. So look for those amazing experiences that people have shared with us there, or go to the internet and simply Google ketones and migraines. So Jeff is asking about a beer. I'm going to use that with carbohydrates. So, and this is a really common question. So Jeff, thanks for asking that. I know we're giggling on this side of it, but what we have found is a beer or wine or alcohol is simply a carbohydrate. So if you know that you're going to go to a wedding and have a glass of champagne, or it's your anniversary or your kid's birthday party and you're going to have that piece of cake, actually having the Keto OS or the Biomax 30 minutes before having some carbohydrate, which again can be liquid in the form of soda or alcohol, or can be in the form of a cake, cookie, or pie, we know that your body will release less insulin. Dr. Veach actually has this paperwork out there. You can find that in the presence of exogenous ketones, our body reduces less insulin, which means less glucose. And we think about what type 2 diabetes is, what insulin resistance is, metabolic syndrome. It's really about our body having the inability or capability to actually handle the proper amount of insulin released when eating food. So if you know you're going to overindulge, like when the holidays are coming up, or if, again, someone's birthday, graduation, I would encourage you to continue to take the Keto OS Biomax products, because you're still going to get the amazing benefits from it, even if your diet's not perfect. I saw an MCT question, but it went by too fast for me. So Marty, diverticulitis, gallbladder, a lot of gut questions today. So I want everybody to think of it very, very simply. If your doctor told you that you were anemic, you could either have 65 cups of spinach or take an iron supplement. If you want to get the benefits of having better energy, better focus, reduced inflammation, better sleep, better digestion, and again, reducing inflammation at the cellular level, that's where we can start using Keto OS and Biomax. Before you'd have to eat 15 to 20 tablespoons of coconut oil or go on a ketogenic diet to get these benefits. Now you simply shake it up and drink it, and you get the benefits, whether it's diverticulitis or arthritis or migraine or any type of inflammation. The body's going to use it where it needs it most, and you might not know where that is. So compare it to you're planting a new yard out front. You've tilled the yard, you've planted the seed, and you water. We don't see the grass roots coming up the first 2 or 3 days, maybe not even the first week, but then all of a sudden the grass comes up about 4 to 6 weeks. That's the same way that a lot of people experience Keto OS. And that's the same reason that your doctor doesn't give you a medicine for just 4 or 5 days or 2 or 3 days. So with that being said, I always encourage, I tell people, how long should I take it? As long as you want to have health benefits from it. So as long as you want to have better mental clarity. And those changes may not happen in the first day or two. Again, depending on your body, depending on all your health circumstances, your lifestyle, your fitness capability, maybe you over-exercise or under-exercise, maybe you've been through some extensive health conditions or health problems that have actually, you've had to use a lot of pharmaceuticals, which would actually cause your body to be a bit more toxic or not really an efficient metabolizer. With that being said, I see people saying, I didn't feel anything in 1 or 2 days. Give it some time, give your body some time. And again, I think 30 to 60 days is really the optimal time that I really start seeing cellular changes, even through blood work in my office or testimonies on the Prove It page. Those experiences don't happen after 1 or 2. You can definitely experience better energy. I definitely notice better sleep the very first day or two. If I miss my ketones, I know I can generally tell you that my sleep is going to not be as deep or as relaxed as I should be. So you can get those small experiences first day or two, but know that when you're moving to making amazing cellular changes, it takes really 30 to 60 days. So give your body time and be patient. Start slow with a half a serving if you're not fat adapted at all, but if you're more fat adapted, already been living this low carb, high fat diet, then you know that you can actually start with probably a full serving and maybe even do 2 servings a day. But again, just listen to your body. If you get too many ketones, you'll either get the signs of dehydration, which could be constipation, headache, or fatigue. So simply slow down or drink more water. Oh, I'm 1:30. Sorry, I'm going to take one more question here. Sorry, the questions are going fast. So I love all your questions. So I'm going to take one more question here, and then I'm just going to simply run through the products and then do the best job that I can to help answer that question. If I did not answer your question, please make sure, and again, a lot of these questions are found in the Help Center. A lot of these questions are found on the Keto U videos, so make sure you go there so you can check. If I did miss your question, I'm sincerely sorry, but let's just run through the products here super quick. So I know I referred to numbers, and if you're brand new to Prove It, give us a 1 there. So if you're brand new, you probably didn't know what I was referring to when I said 2.1. I was referring to the orange swirl. All of them have the beta hydroxybutyrate. I got to take my keto. So all of them have the beta hydroxybutyrate in them. The OSs, one is orange and one is chocolate swirl. So the orange has a little bit of dairy used to plate the MCT, the medium chain triglyceride, which gives you additional energy and ketones to the beta hydroxybutyrate, to the ketone body. So it has a little bit of dairy. That's where the B12 and iodine come from the naturally occurring dairy. The chocolate swirl has no dairy, it has no MCT, so if you know that your stomach maybe is finicky, or you've had IBS or diverticulitis, some of those other things we've mentioned, the chocolate is an amazing, chocolate swirl is amazing to start with because it doesn't have the MCT, it has a butyric acid, which is a short chain fatty acid, also has inulin or chicory root, which is an amazing prebiotic to help turn on healthy gut bug, and additional amino acids that we can all use, whether you're a child or you're aging. We all need additional branched chain amino acids, and the amino acids are ketone friendly. The Max, which now comes in 3 amazing flavors. Sorry, got my Swiss cacao here. Got all 3 flavors. All of the products that I just showed you are all gluten free. Everything except for the orange is dairy free. The Max are vegan certified. All of them are soy free, nut free, mushroom free. I'm thinking of those questions. There's no artificial colorings in them. We know that the Max is actually flavored with beet powder. That's where the carbs come from. But they are all, again, vegan certified. The salts are kosher certified. They also are Sport Informed certified. So you can look for the cleanest, purest product possible. And 99% of the time, with reliability and through all of the certification, it will put your body into a state of ketosis in less than 59 minutes, diet independent. That means if your diet's not perfect, if you have that liquid carbohydrate, or you have a carbohydrate sandwich or noodle or cake or cookie or pie, you can still get all the amazing benefits from it. So I want to thank you guys for being here today. The last thing, sorry, I forgot to talk about was the keto cream, which we are all waiting for the release of keto cream. So hashtag release the keto cream. They're actually on top of this. They're optimizing that. It'll be Keto Cream Plus. I'm staying tuned to the Pulse app and staying tuned to the Facebook page so I can get my next keto cream. But the keto cream does not have any beta hydroxybutyrate. There's no ketone body in it. It's a blend of MCT oil, coconut oil, and Ceylon cinnamon, which is a patent blend. It's 15 grams of amazing, healthy, saturated fats that you can get in your body. A great way to start your day. You can use it, again, anybody, womb to tomb, so it's safe for children. You can mix it with a drink. You can mix it in a slushie. You can make a biscotti out of it. There's a recipe on the Facebook page. So again, hot or cold, you can drink it. You can have it 1 to 2 times a day. Again, a great way to get healthier fats if your goal is to get more healthy fats into your diet. So I want to thank you guys for being here today. I look forward to seeing all of you at Keto Academy. So we said a number 1, if you're brand new to this, and number 2, if you're going to be at Keto Academy, which is going to be in Las Vegas with the top leading experts in the ketone space globally, will be in one place in Las Vegas, September 7th and 8th, and super, super excited to see all of you there. And thank you for being here today. Again, if you jumped on late, please scroll back through and have the replay, because some of the questions that were asked earlier or later actually were answered earlier, and you can actually share this to a person's Facebook page. All the past videos are saved under the video tab. You're going to find amazing information there in case you missed something today, or maybe it just wasn't a topic of the day. Please go back and listen to the previous videos. You can find wonderful videos from Dr. Jacob Wilson, from Dr. Mary Newport, from Dr. Dominic D'Agostino on different rounds of topics. And again, don't forget about the Help Center, amazing source of resource, as is the Keto U. So again, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thanks for sharing the ketone conversation today.